started a project with the local school, with the local secondary school there, and they're training. It's a collaboration between Jampa Ling and the local secondary school to teach young teenagers about looking after their mental health and learning about mindfulness and meditation. Yes, in that respect, the outreach perhaps is becoming more important as well in terms of the work that Jampa Ling does, and certainly it's something that Rinpoche, as director, is encouraging and promoting. With the centre.
That's great. That sounds like great stuff going on. And one of the last things I want to ask you about is about the projects that Jampa Ling is involved in Mongolia.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little? Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, one of the things that Rinpoche was originally doing, and why he was originally in Europe, was he was asked originally by the Dalai Lama to come over to England to help with interfaith work, and to help with interfaith dialogue. And as part of that work, he was asked by the Dalai Lama to go over to Mongolia to help with their connection, to help them connect again with their Buddhist faith, because for a long time Mongolia was a communist country, and in the mid-90s, communism left Mongolia, and they were free to practice their faith again. So he was asked at that time to go over to Mongolia and help with the re-establishment of Tibetan Buddhism in Mongolia, because they have very close links with Tibet and with Tibetan Buddhism. In fact, Rinpoche's first teacher was a Mongolian Lama, so he has quite a close links with Mongolia. So when he was out there, he couldn't but notice the deprivation and the poverty, because when communism left, the country was suddenly capitalist. People who would have been perhaps supported by the government were no longer supported. There's no welfare system, so people fell into poverty at that time. So he set up Azrael NGO. Part of the core premise of Azrael NGO is to stop families being separated, so perhaps stopping children from ending up on the street or people becoming homeless. So he wants to stop that from happening, because once you find the children are on the streets, it's very hard for them to get them back into normal society again. So his main goal is to keep families together, to keep families in education, and so to give them supports to enable them to do that. So whether it's through the Hot Meal Project, which helps children to get a meal before they go to school and after school, and help them with their homework. So that's one example. So in Mongolia, the poverty there it's different in a way, because you're dealing with extreme temperatures. So in wintertime, you can get temperatures that are up to -50 at night and -20 during the day during the winter. So if you've got if you don't have proper clothes, or you don't have proper shoes, and you don't have food in your belly, you can't get to school. So a lot of the projects are to help around practical solutions to enable people to access to education and employment. So it's those kind of things that Azrael focuses on. And we do during the winter direct emergency support, like people who don't have enough money to heat their homes. We would give them food or heating supplies, coal or wood. And also we have a vegetable growing project, because Mongolia is traditionally a nomadic culture. So people would have travelled around with their herds of animals, and they would have changed location depending on the time of year, and they would have had an income through their animals, through selling their animals. But because of climate change and because the winters have got so severe, thousands and thousands of people have moved into the cities, particularly into Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital city. And then you have huge shanty towns with very little infrastructure and people trying to survive and very little money. So that's kind of the fallout from climate change in Mongolia. So one of the things is that now the people are in the one place and not nomadic anymore, that the vegetable project is one of the projects that, okay, now you're in a community, let's enable you to grow your own food. You have access then to nutritional vegetables which you can feed your family, and then any surplus you might be able to sell, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of creating projects where enabling people to be self-sustaining. And one of the big projects is made in Mongolia, which would be a perfect Christmas present. So it's www.madeinmongolia.net, and what we do there is we sell felt slippers. Traditionally, Mongolian people live in gears, which are mobile kind of tents, if you like, but they're covered in a layer of felt and canvas. So traditionally, Mongolians would have been making felt for hundreds of years. So we've harnessed that traditional skill of making felt to making a product that we can sell in Ireland and all over the world. We can sell online, and then the profits go back to helping people in Mongolia, particularly as in most cultures that experience extreme poverty, particularly single parents and women in single parent households. So a lot of the women that we employ, we obviously give them a wage, and it's kind of a holistic approach. Like, we'd make sure that their families, whether they have any healthcare needs or anything that we can help out with, we do. So if anybody wants a perfect Christmas present, they're beautiful, gorgeously handmade, 100% wool felt slippers, seamless, and they're available online now to buy for Christmas.
Great.
And, every time you put them on, you can feel good because you've bought something that contributes to someone else's life being so much better,
Yeah, definitely. And if anyone wants to find out more about Jampa Ling, where can they...
you know what? The website's probably 10 times better than what I'd ever explain. So it's www.jampaling.org. So JAMPALING.org, jampaling.org. And the website for the slippers is madeinmongolia.net. And then for Azrael, the charity, that Rimsha's Charity Mongolia, is www.azraelmongolia.org. So it's ASRAL Mongolia.org to find out more information about that. Yeah, and we also sponsor Tibetan refugees in India as well, and we sponsor people in Mongolia, usually young people, to get through their education. So that's another option if you'd like to make a charitable donation this Christmas to sponsor a young person, basically get to school or get to college, or make sure that they have proper food each day, or maybe even a winter coat. Very simple things. If you'd like help to help out with that.
Thanks so much to Eimear for coming in and chatting to me. And don't forget to visit their website to support all the great causes that they have working in Mongolia. Now to some of the cultural events happening in Cavan in the upcoming weeks. An exhibition of a selection of original paintings from the Tyrone Guthrie collection is currently on display at Baileyborough Library and will run until mid-January 2018. The pieces are on loan from the Tyrone Guthrie Centre and Eimear and will feature many artists who have completed a residency at the centre. All are welcome and admission is free. The Town Hall Cavan is getting into the festive season with a Christmas carol on Sunday the 10th at 3 p.m. Fresh from a run at Druid's Mick Loddy Theatre in Galway, award-winning actors Cavan man Aaron Monaghan and Brian Burrows bring their exhilarating two-man adaptation of Dickens' classic tale to Cavan, playfully retold using only their vocal and physical skill and a lot of props. This is a family-friendly show, and tickets are available from the Town Hall website or from Multisound in Cavan Town. Taste of Cavan Christmas Multicultural Market will run in Cavan Town from Friday the 8th till Sunday the 10th of December. The market will feature exhibitors from Cavan's multiple cultural communities, including the Latvian and Lithuanian communities. There will also be an Afro-Irish fashion show on the Friday at 2 p.m. and Latvian dancing, music and games on the Saturday from 1 p.m. And of course, don't miss out on meeting Santa himself as he turns on the Christmas lights on Friday at 5:30. The Cavan County Museum invites everyone to an evening of conversation with poet Noel Monaghan on Thursday the 7th of December at 8 p.m. Nationally renowned poet and playwright, Noel Monaghan will be talking to RTE radio producer Elizabeth Larraghy, and the night will also feature poetry readings and a music recital from the students of St Clair's College, Ballajimstuff. The event is free and all are welcome. Now, to get us into the festive spirit, here's one of my favourite Christmas songs. It's The Waitresses with Christmas Wrapping. Enjoy and see you next time.
Been a busy blur, don't think I have the energy. most of 81, pass along those lines. So deck those halls, trim those trees, raise up cups of Christmas cheer. I just need to catch my breath. Christmas by myself this year. Count the picture, frozen landscape, chill this room for 24 days. Evergreen, sparkling snow, get this winter over with. Flashback to springtime, saw him again. Would have been good to go for lunch. Couldn't agree, and we were both free. We tried, we said we'd keep in touch. Didn't, of course, till summertime. Out to the beach to his boat, could I join him? No, this time it was me. Sunburn in the 3rd degree. Now the calendar's just one page. Of course I am excited. Tonight's the night I've set my mind not to do too much about it. Dashing through the snow, cause I bundled up too tight. Last minute, have to do a few cards, a few calls because it's RSVP. No thanks, no party lights, it's Christmas Eve. Gonna relax, turn down all of my invites. Last fall, I had a night to myself. Same guy called, Halloween party. Waited all night for him to show. This time his car wouldn't go. Forget it, it's cold, it's getting late. Trudge on home to celebrate in a quiet way. Unwind, doing Christmas right this time. A&P has provided me with the world's smallest turkey, already in the oven, nice and hot. Oh damn, guess what I forgot? So on with the boots, back out in the snow to the only all-night grocery. When what to my wondering eyes should appear in the line is that guy I've been chasing all year. And in this one alone, he said, "Did you break this year's been crazy?" I said, "Me too, but why are you? You mean you forgot cranberries too?" Then suddenly we laughed and laughed, caught on to what was happening. That Christmas magic's brought this